Oh, you remember my sister Eliza? She's rejoining the clan. She decided to finish her degree up the road, but will be staying with me." Ash leaned close. "She wants to be close, but can't stand our parents." The woman in question rolled her eyes. "Ash?" "What?" The male feigned innocence, adopting a look Isaac saw often at the clan den. He really enjoyed feeding Sophia and Parker sugar. When Mia caught him, he proclaimed he was nowhere near the raw cookie dough, and even if he was, it wasn't like raw eggs could hurt big, strong werebears. "I didn't do anything," Ash paused, "or say anything that wasn't true." Isaac rolled his eyes and shook his head, which brought the man's attention back to him. Not only Ash's, but Eliza's as well. And she, like many other women in the clan, met his eyes for a moment, recognition in her gaze, before shifting to the deep, wide scar that marred his face. The mirth filling her bright green orbs quickly died, and her attention shifted to his other cheek, the clean one, the one not marred by evidence of his battle with the hyenas. More silence enveloped them, and he fought to fill the quiet. It wasn't her fault his disfigurement distressed her. It bothered many women. Not the men. They saw it as proof he'd fought for the clan and then put his fellow bear's recovery before his own. They looked at him with pride, thrilled to have a healer of his skill and selflessness in their ranks. The women pretended he didn't exist, which was fine. Fine. He wasn't sounding like some pussy, whining bear. "Nice to meet you again, Eliza. I'm not sure when you left us, but Ty bought more land surrounding Grayslake recently. There are plenty of new beautiful spots along the water to hike and do some fishing." Her gaze didn't waver from Isaac's unblemished cheek. He supposed she needed to stare at some part of his face. Steeling himself for what was to come, he played his part in Ash's matchmaking scheme. "If you'd like me to show you around, just say the word. I spend a lot of time at my office, but I always have evenings free." Ash smiled widely, obviously thrilled with Isaac's invitation. Not so fast. He'd become adept at reading expressions and noticing body language. He knew what her response would be even before she said the words. Ash promised to take me on a tour of the town and stuff." Ash's expression turned to a thunderous glare at Eliza. He almost stepped in, but he knew there was more. "Brother-sister time, you know, maybe some other time." The smile was fake, but he had to hand it to her. At least she tried. "Of course," he nodded, ignoring the stinging scent of Ash's rage, the strength managing to overwhelm the flavors of berries and tea that filled his nose. "Some other time. Like, never. If you'll excuse me." He let his gaze scan the crowd, hunting for a reason to leave the two siblings. When his attention finally landed on his brother, he refocused on the duo. "I need to talk to Ty real quick." He gave Eliza another tight-lipped smile. "It was nice to meet you." Isaac escaped as Ash and Eliza said their goodbyes, striding away before he caught Eliza's relieved sigh. At least he assumed there would be one. Every other female shoved before him reacted the same way. Hushed whispers followed him, Ash's overshadowing Eliza's, and he was glad when they were out of earshot. That encounter rounded out an even 36 similar meetings, and he was done. He thought time away from Grayslake after the fight would make a difference, but he'd been proven wrong. Hadn't he? Even strangers shied from his scarring. He wished... No, he didn't wish anything. Looking across the yard, at the men he'd saved, at those he'd healed, he would take the pain again and again, rather than push it on another, rather than lose another. Shaking his head, he kept on his path, finding his brother by following Sophia's high-pitched squeals and Parker's playful growls. He rounded a group of men, taking a few thumps and pats on his back as he passed. Those who didn't touch him grunted a hello. As the males parted, he found what he'd expected. A shifted Parker chasing the toddling Sophia.